All right, guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here today, and we are back to start off a new show. Now, if you read the title, or if you're a patron, you obviously already know what show we're watching, so I might as well not build up suspense because you already know. Today we're starting Gintama. Um, that is how it's pronounced, right? Gintama. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, although I'm not 100% sure. So if I'm saying it wrong, then that sucks to suck. But how, okay, the number one question people are going to be asking right off the bat, Spherical, this show is like 360 episodes. How many episodes a week are we going to be doing? To start, we are going to be doing 2 episodes a week. Now, I'm a very adaptive person. I adapt to things as they happen. So if I decide that 2 episodes a week is not enough, eventually I might bump it up. Of course, the way I like to do things, I never do less than 2 episodes a week, except for in instances like Psychopaths where we do double length episodes. So at the very bare minimum, or I guess at the longest, this show will take us about 3.5 years to finish. Again, that is at the absolute maximum. I'm 99% sure at some point I'll decide to throw in more episodes if I have more time, or if I just, whatever the case may be. I'm like 99% sure this won't take us that long to get through. It's just we're starting with 2 episodes a week, and we're just gonna roll with it. Especially like at the moment, I'm way too busy to fill in more than 2 episodes, but we'll see how things progress. So. Another thing that I want to address just before I get into anything else, filler. What is going to be happening with filler? I guess right off the bat, I think it's, you see in the title, we're starting with episode 3. I have been told by multiple people that the first 2 episodes are complete filler. Don't watch, skip. And as far as I know, this show, much like One Piece actually, has a very, very low percentage of filler. I think there are like 20 or 30 like official filler episodes in the entire series. And those don't start for a while, so we'll decide what to do with filler. One thing that I have heard about this show is that the line between canon and filler is often blurred, and that the filler is very enjoyable, and that the canon is often as goofy as the filler. So it's sometimes hard to tell when you even get to filler in the first place, which, who knows? Maybe if I'm into it enough, I might just watch the filler as we go through. Because again, there's not very much filler to begin with, so skipping over it would only save us like a month or two, when in the long run, this is going to take us a couple years to get through anyways. So we'll decide once we get to those crossroads. Filler, I'm not sure about, but we're skipping the first 2 episodes. And the next filler, I think, isn't for like, I think 50s or 60s, somewhere around there. So we have some time to think about it. So what do I know about Gintama? This is a critically acclaimed show from the people who have watched it. I don't know, actually. I don't think I know anybody IRL out of my weeb friends who have actually watched this show. And I feel like this show definitely goes under the radar quite a bit. I like, it's one of those shows that whenever I hear about it, I hear that it's super, super good, but I feel like I don't know a lot of people that have watched the show. So I feel like it's maybe not as popular as it should be. That's a guess. I know that it's supposed to be very goofy. I know that in terms of like its genre, I'm not sure if it's a shonen or an action or what. Is it a shonen? I don't even know. I feel like it's a shonen, but I know that it's very goofy, very comedy heavy, and I know that there's a ton of references apparently in this to different series that I may or may not get. I probably won't get half of them, especially if they're manga references, which most series are, because, it was made as a manga and then turned into an anime, so of course there's going to be a lot of manga references that I probably don't get, because I don't read a lot of manga, except for ones that have already been turned into anime, you know what I mean? But I've heard it be described as a parody show as well, so I that kind of goes in line with the whole, comedy and references. I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect from a kind of a parody show. Just from what I hear, I kind of expect something maybe along the lines of One Punch Man, where One Punch Man is a parody show for sure, but it's not. It's serious. It's still a serious show, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting a little bit, but obviously a lot slower pace, considering One Punch Man has like 2 seasons of episodes, so like not very many episodes. This show has like 10 times as much episodes, so I expect the pacing to be a lot slower. I've heard that this show has awesome fights. every once in a while when I'm bored, I'll just click on my recommended videos, and every once in a while a top 10 anime fights video will pop up on my screen. And of course, I skip over the ones that I haven't watched. But a lot of times I see Gintama in those like mashup videos. So that makes me kind of excited as well. What else do I know about this show before going into it? I don't even know I do know them. What's his name? Gintogi? Is it? I'm gonna sound stupid if that's us. I feel like that's similar to what the main character's name is. That's the only character I know though by name. In fact, I can't even remember what he looks like. Oh, I know that there's an orange-haired girl too in this. That's about it. That's all I know. I don't know. I don't really know anything else. So I'm very excited to start this off. Again, I just want to stress this because I know there will be people commenting. I know you guys want to see more than 2 episodes a week, okay? I know you guys want to see me do this 50 times a week if I could. I am way too busy right now and I can't, but I promise, well, I can't promise, but there's a very good chance that I'll bump up the amount of episodes we do in the show sometime in the future when I have time to do so. Just like we're doing with One Piece right now, where with One Piece we're doing 4 episodes a week. And with One Piece, again, as I've said, I could bump that up, I could bump that down, I'm not sure. I'm pretty comfortable with 4 episodes a week with One Piece. So same thing with Gintama. I'm always open to bumping up the amount of episodes we do eventually, or maybe I feel like 2 episodes will be good enough for the show. It also depends on how the pacing is, right? For example, if I watched a show like Naruto only 2 times a week, I would want to shoot myself in the face. So, we'll have to see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, that's a brief introduction. I guess for those of you guys who don't know who I am, I'm me. Nice to meet you. And the way we do these reactions is I have my discussions here on YouTube, and I post my discussions on Vimeo. Or, no, I post my discussions on YouTube. I post my reactions on Vimeo so that I don't get copyrighted. And those are the 10-minute edited reactions. They're usually more than 10 minutes because I am too lazy to edit them down to 10 minutes. So you guys get a little bit of extra footage sometimes, most of the time. But if you guys want the full-length versions of these reactions, that's on Patreon with a timer, not showing anything on the screen. And also, if you want 1 week early access, so if you're watching this on YouTube right now, this video actually came out 1 week ago on Patreon. Again, you can check that out if you want. All my videos are free to watch, though, so you don't have to spend a dime. Yeah, I think that pretty much leads us into the episode pretty well. I'm excited to get started, and I hope you guys are excited to stick with me through this journey. If this does go the max length of about 3.5 years that it would take us doing 2 episodes a week, this is lining up to finish around the same time as One Piece, so that's a little bit interesting. But again, just please don't ask for more episodes because I know you want more episodes, okay? That's all I'm going to say right now. I feel your pain. I watch other reactors who even only watch episodes once a week, and it's even worse to watch the reactions to because it takes so long. I know that feeling. Just, try to refrain from asking for more episodes because I know you want more episodes. So do I. I wish I could just watch anime 24/7, but I can't. So, with that out of the way, I think it's time to start this off. Episode 3, it sounds kind of weird saying the first 2 episodes. They're far gone. They don't exist anymore. So, let's get into it. Episode 3, Gintama. Technically the start of the series. Technically not the start of the series, but it is for us. Let's go. Links in the description. Watch it. Alright, guys. That was the 3rd episode of Gintama. So let's just get right into everything we've learned. So first off, the time or the setting of this. I want to get that down. So did they say somewhere that this was kind of like the end of the Edo period? The main city they live in too is called Edo, which was obviously what Tokyo was called during the Edo period, right? Let me get my facts straight. When was the Edo period, first of all? Period between 1603 and 1868. So can we say that this show takes place in the late 1800s? Sort of, like, takes place is a loose term. This is obviously an alternate world where, like, there's a lot of, like, there's aliens. There's other species on this planet. It seems like there's interplanetary stuff going on. There's flying cop cars. I guess it's a very alternate reality kind of thing. But it seems like it's, like, maybe, like, late Edo period. like that's kind of where some things are based off of, but it seems like there's also a, futuristic take on a lot of things too. I'm not sure if that's really how things are set up or not, but that's kind of the vibe I got just from this first episode. So we met Gin and Shinpachi, kind of our two main characters. Shinpachi and his sister, what was her name? Was it Amanto? Well, who is Amanto? I just wrote down Amanto. Or no, Amanto was the race or whatever, the guy, the thing that goblin alien dude said. I don't think we definitely got the sister's name. I just didn't write it down. So this is kind of like a common start to a series where it's like the end of the Age of Warriors, kind of. Again, in this scenario, kind of the end of the samurai. Oh, I guess when were samurai a thing? I mean, when were they really big? Was that like an Edo period thing? Um, Possibly. Yeah, that's when the samurai became the unchallenged rulers, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. So that kind of matches up. Kind of the end of the Age of Samurai. There's a sword ban. There's just that's it. Samurai are pretty much extinct for the most part. Clearly not, because it seems like this show is based off of, some samurai. Gin, Shinpachi. Okay. There's a so Gin, we don't really know a whole lot about him. He's kind of a rogue guy. I do like it when a show starts off with like the main character being this, like he's already an established, skilled person. What's another show that does something like that? I guess Fairy Tail, where Natsu, when we first were introduced to him, like he was a big deal already before we even knew who he was. As opposed to um, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, where the main character kind of starts off as just a nobody, kind of. I think it's cool seeing the other side of things, where Gin, he's not like well known or anything, but he's already established himself as this guy who's, you know, he seems very skilled. He's skilled with a sword. I'm not sure what his technique was there on the ship. It seems like he was like, there were like gusts of wind or something. That's not to say that he's super strong to begin with, and he's still just kind of a guy doing his own thing. That's for sure. But he's also not a nobody. Well, I mean, he is kind of a nobody in the sense of the term, but you know what I mean. He starts off in a higher position than somebody like Ichigo did in Bleach. He was just a regular person, no different than everybody else, just chilling until shit hit the fan, right? Whereas Gin, he's already an established fighter. He knows what he's doing, and he seems pretty good at what he does. So yeah, the setting was super cool. Again, I just love the mix. Shinpachi and his sister were taking care of this dojo. And Shinpachi has kind of found his reason to move out now, or to move on, to go with Gin and just explore the world. So very, very bare bones introduction, just giving us a layout of the world, giving us some comedy, a little introduction. Already they broke the fourth wall in the first the third episode, but the first episode I saw already broke the fourth wall. I feel like we're gonna see that a lot of times. And yeah, the music was cool. I just something again. I've talked about this a lot. Starting One Piece. Well, I guess not really starting One Piece, but starting to react to One Piece. It's just something hits different at the start of one of these like long running shonen anime. Like it feels different. It's old. It's bare bones. The music, like you can just hear that it's old styled. It just everything just feels so raw and good and just back to its roots. You know what I mean? And as far as I know, actually, Gintama just ended in 2018, I think, or 2019. Actually, I do want to double check really quickly because I talked about it in the introduction. Is Gintama based off of a manga? I believe it is, because I think I remember when the manga ended. It was a big deal. But maybe it's an anime only. No, yeah, okay. It is based off of a manga. When did that end? Um, 20 new anime series, yada 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 yada. Okay, the manga ended in it was 2019. Jesus, okay. December 8th, 2003 to June 20th, 2019. That's crazy. That's crazy. Again, it's just knowing that this is some shit that has been, serialized for over 15 years. It just feels good. Whereas like the brand new stuff it's pretty brand new. The series just ended last year. Like there's such a big time gap where things are going to evolve. You know, the art style is going to change, the animation's going to change, the storytelling's going to change, everything's going to change as time goes on. So it just there's a different feeling of just starting this off at the beginning, than being halfway through or something, and it's just you know what I mean. Like it's a good feeling. But yeah, no, great first episode, great start to the series. The opening was awesome. I love the song. The ending was good. There's some characters that I'm interested in seeing. In particular, I like the guys with the suits on, like really really cool. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna finish it off here. Again, I should have mentioned when we're watching this show. We're watching this show on Mondays and Thursdays, so now you know. So I thank you guys for watching. As always, if you guys want early access and or the full-length version to these reactions, you can click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/freecoolfilms, and you can check that out there. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all on Thursday with episode number 4 of Gintama. Until then, peace out.